In this heartwarming and powerful story, meet Maya, a hard-working single mother who fights through 5 jobs a day to support her young son. But when an unexpected event involving the police changes her life forever, Maya's world is turned upside down. Her journey is filled with surprising twists, suspenseful moments, and an inspiring tale of resilience and hope. Watch as Maya's life takes an incredible turn, reminding us that second chances and unexpected kindness can emerge when least expected. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe for more uplifting stories. For our loyal viewers, thank you for being with us. It was early morning when Maya Rivera hurried down the bustling street, the soles of her shoes nearly worn through. Today, like every day, she had 5 jobs to juggle: cleaning offices, waiting tables, babysitting, janitorial work, and delivering newspapers. There was no room for rest in her world. Maya lived in a small, run-down apartment with her 10-year-old son, Jordan. Though their home was far from ideal, it was all they had in a neighborhood where crime was an everyday occurrence. Despite the struggle, Maya held on to a dream: getting Jordan out of the environment they were trapped in. Every night, as she tucked him in, she would whisper, "One day, I'll give you the life you deserve." But reality was harsh. The bills were piling up, and Maya felt the weight of exhaustion pulling her down with each passing day. She couldn't afford to slow down, so she pushed forward no matter the toll it took on her body. One night, while mopping floors at the local police station, Maya's routine was interrupted by Officer Collins, a kind but quiet man who had been observing her hard work for weeks. "Maya, right?" he asked. Startled, she looked up, unsure of how to respond. She wasn't used to police officers showing her any attention. "5 jobs? Why do you work so hard?" he asked with genuine curiosity. Maya hesitated but eventually shared her story. She had to work to give Jordan a better life. Officer Collins listened, and though he didn't say much, something in his heart shifted after hearing her struggle. As time passed, Maya's health began to deteriorate from the relentless grind. She was often dizzy, but she couldn't stop. Her son's future depended on her. One night, walking home from her last shift, she heard footsteps behind her. Her heart raced as she hurried down the dimly lit street, but before she could react, someone grabbed her from behind. In that moment of terror, Maya thought it was all over. But just as her attacker tightened his grip, the familiar flashing lights of a police car illuminated the street. Officers, including Collins, quickly arrived and pulled the man away, arresting him on the spot. Officer Collins was at Maya's side in an instant, helping her to her feet. That night marked the beginning of a change Maya never saw coming. "Are you okay?" Officer Collins asked, his face full of concern as he knelt beside Maya. Shaken but alive, Maya nodded, tears flowing as the gravity of the situation hit her. She had almost lost everything. "I don't know how to thank you," she whispered. Collins shook his head gently. "Just take care of yourself. That's all." The following day, Officer Collins couldn't stop thinking about what had happened. He knew that saving Maya from danger wasn't enough. She needed more than just a rescue. She needed a real chance. He went to his captain and shared her story, inspiring the department to act. A few days later, Maya received a call from the station, asking her to come in. Nervous and confused, she arrived to find the entire police department waiting for her. "We've seen how hard you work," Officer Collins said as he stepped forward, "and we want to help." Maya's heart pounded as they handed her a folder. Inside were documents granting her a full scholarship to a local community college, arranged by the officers. They had also pooled money to cover her rent for the next 6 months. Maya's hands shook as she held the papers. I don't know what to say," she stammered. "You don't have to say anything," Officer Collins replied, smiling warmly. "Just promise us one thing. Don't give up." Tears filled Maya's eyes as the weight of the moment settled on her. For so long, life had been an endless struggle. She never imagined that people she barely knew could care enough to lift her up. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice breaking. "Thank you so much." The officers gathered around her, offering smiles and words of encouragement. Collins handed her another envelope. "This is a little something from all of us," he said. Inside was several $100s, donations from the officers to help her and Jordan get through the next few weeks. Maya's hands trembled as she held the envelope. "I can't believe this. I don't deserve this." "You do," Collins interrupted gently. "You work harder than anyone I know. You deserve a break." That night, Maya went home with a heart full of hope for the first time in years. She hugged Jordan tightly, feeling that their future no longer looked like an endless cycle of hardship. For the first time, there was a glimmer of possibility, a real chance at something better. Starting college wasn't easy. Maya had been out of school for over a decade, and stepping into a classroom full of younger students made her feel out of place. The first few weeks were tough, with late-night study sessions and early morning shifts at her remaining jobs. She still worked 2 part-time jobs to make ends meet, but the burden felt lighter thanks to the help she received from the officers. And knowing she was building a better future for Jordan gave her strength. One afternoon, after finishing a particularly tough exam, Maya received a call from Jordan's school. Her heart sank as she answered. "Miss Rivera, there's been an incident," the principal's voice said. "Jordan was bullied by some older students and things got physical." Maya rushed to the school, her mind racing. When she arrived, she found Jordan in the nurse's office, bruised but strong. Maya hugged him tightly, whispering, "It's okay, baby. Mama's here." But inside, anger simmered. That night, Maya couldn't sleep. She thought about the struggles Jordan had faced growing up in a tough neighborhood, constantly dealing with not having enough. Maya had always tried to shield him from the worst of it, but she knew she couldn't protect him from everything. That moment deepened her resolve. Maya wasn't just going to build a better life for herself. She was determined to create a future where Jordan would never have to face the same hardships she had. Maya had finally started to believe she could change everything for herself and Jordan. But just as things were looking up, a shadow from her past returned. One evening, while coming home from a shift at the diner, she noticed a figure lingering near her apartment. It was Marcus, her ex-boyfriend, a man she hadn't seen in years since he had been in and out of jail. Marcus had once charmed his way into Maya's life, but as his legal troubles deepened, he became dangerous. She had left him for Jordan's sake. Now, seeing him on her doorstep, all those old fears rushed back. "What are you doing here, Marcus?" Maya asked, trying to keep her voice steady. "I heard you've been doing well for yourself," he said with a sneer. "Just here to check in, see how my family's doing." "We're not your family," Maya replied firmly, her heart racing. Marcus stepped closer, his voice dropping to a menacing whisper. "You've got money now, right? Got the police on your side, too. Don't think I've forgotten, Maya." Her pulse quickened. She knew Marcus wouldn't leave quietly. His demands would only get worse. Maya was terrified, but she had to protect Jordan. The next morning, she reached out to Officer Collins, explaining Marcus's sudden appearance and veiled threats. Collins's expression darkened as he listened. We'll handle it, Maya. You shouldn't face him alone." Within a day, Marcus was arrested for violating his parole, but the encounter left Maya shaken. She realized how fragile her new hope was, how quickly it could all unravel. But instead of despair, Maya found strength in her growing support system. Collins checked in on her regularly, and other officers offered to help however they could. After years of fighting alone, Maya finally had people in her corner. As the months passed, Maya's hard work began to pay off. She completed her first semester of college with honors, even surprising herself. Her professors encouraged her to pursue a degree in social work, something she had always dreamed about but never thought possible. Jordan, too, began to thrive. The bullying stopped, and he made new friends at school. Maya found herself smiling and laughing more, allowing herself to dream of a future that no longer felt out of reach. One evening after dinner, Jordan asked, "Mom, do you think we'll ever have a house? Like a big one with a yard and maybe a dog?" Maya paused, her heart swelling with emotion. "I don't know, baby, but I do know this. We'll have something better than we've ever had before." Jordan grinned. "I believe you." And Maya believed herself too. She had come too far to turn back now. But just as life seemed to be falling into place, another unexpected challenge arrived. Late one night, there was a knock at the door. Maya's heart skipped a beat as she opened it to find Officer Collins standing there. His usual calm demeanor was replaced with something far more serious. "Maya," he said quietly, "there's something you need to know." A chill ran down her spine. Her mind raced. Was Marcus back? Was Jordan in danger? "Come in," Maya said, her voice barely above a whisper. Collins stepped inside, his eyes scanning the small apartment before settling on Maya. "I didn't want to tell you this over the phone. It's about Marcus." Her heart pounded. "What about him? He's still in jail, right?" Collins nodded. "Yes, but that's not the issue. We've been investigating him for a while, and we've uncovered something much bigger. Marcus has been involved in a dangerous criminal ring for years. Organized crime, drug trafficking, things worse than we first thought." Maya sank onto the couch, her mind spinning. Marcus had always been trouble, but she never imagined he was part of something this dark. "What does this have to do with me?" she asked, her voice trembling. Collins hesitated before answering. "We've received information that Marcus had been watching you for a reason. The people he's connected with, they know about you. They know about the help you've been getting.